For today's CyberCEO episode,
some hidden talents that 𝗙𝗯 had that we were able to uncover. She just really rose to the occasion, and I think probably even surprised herself with some of the talent that she has. So just allowing her to be creative, let that talent shine in certain areas like social media, creativity, things of that nature has really come to full light, and it's been great. She's taken on that role and done a great job.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest coming back to the show. Eric, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking and for coming back to the show. I know you're very busy, so I really appreciate your time. Now, to start things off, we just wanted to, of course, continue our last discussion about your experience with Cyberbacker, experience with virtual leverage. Now, how long have you been partnered with Cyberbacker, Eric?
I think this June actually kind of be a year, but officially as a full-time, it'll be September.
Oh, okay. So going up on your first year with Cyberbacker then, was this your first time to work with someone virtual?
Yeah, it has been. So I was introduced to Cyberbacker last year and the option of having a virtual assistant. Going into it, I had no idea what to expect, honestly. A lot of questions to be discovered and uncovered. But it's been a great experience so far.
Good to know that you have a great experience with Cyberbacker. Now, you mentioned that you had probably a lot of questions about virtual leverage. How about today? How about now, right now? What thoughts come to mind when you hear the words virtual leverage?
The first thought is that the freedom that it creates. Going into it, really didn't understand exactly what the person would be capable of doing other than just some simple transactional stuff. But as the relationship has unfolded, talents have been exposed. And so we're utilizing those talents from that individual to its maximum capacity, honestly. And so it's been very beneficial for the business. And it's allowed me to focus on other areas of the business that generate more revenue, allowing the back office stuff to be handled through the virtual assistant, 𝗙𝗯.
Now, talk to me more about 𝗙𝗯. Then you mentioned earlier about new talents that were uncovered. Now, during the beginning of the partnership, you had to create somewhat of a task list for your Cyberbacker, right? Now, has that evolved now? Have you added a few things here and there or removed a few tasks?
Yeah. So part of my business model is really allowing someone to focus on their, utilizing the 80-20 rule and allowing someone to focus on their 20% that generates 80% of their results. And so it took some time to kind of, discover what that is. And there were some hidden talents that 𝗙𝗯 had that we were able to uncover. So we, gave her some tasks and some responsibilities, and she just really rose to the occasion. And I think probably even surprised herself with some of the talent that she has that wasn't really being utilized in maybe previous positions. And so just allowing her to be creative and to let that talent shine in certain areas like social media, creativity, things of that nature has really come to full light, and it's been great.
Gosh. Now, going on your first year working with your Cyberbacker, then what's been the biggest task that you offloaded or gave to your Cyberbacker that makes you feel like I don't have to do this anymore? 𝗙𝗯 has to do it now.
Yeah. So honestly, it was social media. That was the big one for me. And so allowing her to be creative with that. And she has done a fantastic job so far. So been very consistent. So because social media is something that does require consistency in application, and that was something that I did not enjoy doing, being glued to my phone, and posting and doing all those things. She's taken on that role and done a great job.
Yeah, totally agree with you. When it comes to social media, it's kind of big nowadays. When you're not on social media, then that means there's no sign of business in your business, right? And I think consistency is very, very important there. Now, talk to me more about the partnership then that you have with 𝗙𝗷. Again, it's going on a year. How did you create the successful partnership with someone who's virtual? Because we get that a lot. We get that question a lot. Like, how do I make this work? My cyberbacker is thousands of miles away from me. How do I make it work? How did you do it, Eric?
I think the biggest thing for me is, just like in the business that I'm in real estate, it's all about the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I set aside time to just honestly get to know 𝗙𝗷. Sometimes the conversations were business related. The vast majority of them are not. So it's just connecting to the person, getting to know who they are, what makes them tick, what motivates them, and allowing them just to be seen as someone that is a human, even though they're 1,000 miles away. They're like anybody else, and making this person part of our tribe, so to say, and being made to feel like a part of the team, even though there is a great distance between, that their thoughts, their opinions, their beliefs, all that matter and play a role into how we can build a culture. And I involve her in a lot of the meetings that I have. So we do Zoom or Google Meet, and she's participates in that and has feedback to give, has an opinion. We value that opinion on the team. It's a different set of eyes that she sees things often from a different perspective, and can key in on hearing certain things versus if I'm in person, I'm doing an interview, she may be online watching it. So she's just listening. And like any of our senses, sometimes, we're using our sight, we're using our sound, and we've got other things going on around us. But if you have someone that is just focused on one thing, they may pick up on different cues that I may not pick up on. And so it's just having a different set of eyes, different set of ears, listening in on conversations, and then providing that feedback.
100% agree with you there. Just trying to bring them in, make them part of the family, part of the tribe was what you mentioned earlier. I think that's very important because that makes them feel that they're a part of something, part of the success, part of the failures, of growing pains, things like that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now, how important is communication in a virtual partnership just like this one? How do you communicate properly with your cyberbacker? How do you do that?
Well, it's either via text, or we have a group, kind of like a group chat that is a continuous thread that is maintained. And so I also have a full-time assistant here where I'm at in person. And so we, as a team, the three of us, utilize that chat to communicate. And so because of my work hours are not always consistent, I can put something in that chat and then everybody can see it and vice versa. And so it just makes that communication much more streamlined and efficient.
There we go. An efficient way of communicating and an open communication with your cyberbacker. Now, one of the things that we love about working with clients like you is hearing about great results that you've achieved ever since you partnered with cyberbacker. Now, sharing these success stories could be very educational and inspiring to a business owner that would want to try virtual leverage. So can you tell us about one of your biggest wins ever since you started working with cyberbacker? Any numbers that you can share or any data that you can share?
Definitely. We've increased business through our social media, through that consistency and the branding, and being consistently viewed by our viewers, but and our followers. That this allows us to stay top of mind, and it's actually generated leads and interest in real estate, and so that has helped grow the business.
There we go. Really, social media has been very, very big for the past few years, just in terms of any kind of business. Now, for sure, once we have this online, Ira's going to be able to listen and watch this. So before we end today, do you have any special messages or a quick shout out you'd like to give out to your Cyberbacker, Ira?
Absolutely. So, Ira, thank you for all that you do. You've been amazing. It's been a great relationship, and you're truly valued. And thank you for all the things that you do that go unrecognized. I know you do a lot, and I really appreciate it.
Now, we're very excited to see the continued success of this partnership all throughout the years. And again, Eric, thank you very much for coming back to the show. Always have fun having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.